Jamal Abdallah Abdi Aziz says he plans to leave Nairobi soon and take his son Fuat and daughter Samaya to one of the refugee camps near the Kenyan border with Somalia. He feels the country's new security laws make him an easy target for police because he is a refugee from Somalia living in Kenya.
We are afraid of these new laws. We can easily be arrested if police suspect you are a terrorist. We are always stressed and we are afraid. If I am arrested, who will look after my children?
The High Court has suspended parts of the anti-terrorism law. The judge said objections raised by the opposition over the laws being unconstitutional should be investigated. The Kenyan government says it is not targeting any group and that officials need more powers to fight what they call Islamist fighters. The group Al-Shabaab has claimed responsibility for most attacks in Kenya. Security officials suspect some members of the group may be operating in EASTLEIGH, a neighborhood in the capital Nairobi, where mostly Somali refugees and Kenyan Somalis live. Police raids in EASTLEIGH are nothing new. Over the years, a number of people have been arrested for different reasons, especially when a terror incident occurs. Some families feel the new security laws will make things worse for them. The security laws in their current form require journalists to obtain police permission before investigating or publishing stories on domestic attacks and security issues. They also give security and intelligence agencies the right to detain suspects for up to 1 year.
Do you need a law to ensure this code?
Some feel this gives security forces too much power and violates people's constitutional rights in the name of fighting terror.
The way the laws are being presented right now is an attempt to give government an authority or a hand to actually decide when they feel somebody has infringed and in the name of terrorism. So what we are saying is that, look, let us not use any reason, not terrorism, not anything, to deny people their fundamental rights. Indeed, if there's a problem, yes, people should be arraigned, but this should be done within the confines of the Constitution.
A 3-judge bench will eventually hear the matter and decide whether or not the clauses suspended do indeed violate human rights. So there is still a chance the controversial clauses the opposition feels are unconstitutional may not have gone away. Haru, Mutasa, Jazeera, Nairobi.
Well, pro-government lawyer Evans MONARI joins me now live from Nairobi. Opposition members very happy that parts of this security law have been suspended, Evans, because they say it would have turned Kenya into a dictatorship. What do you say?
Well, the truth of the matter is that out of 98 sections of the Act, only 8 have been suspended. That cannot be the cause for any celebration by the opposition or anybody else. The truth of the matter is that this act remains intact in fighting terrorism. It's no different from the law in the USA, UK, India or South Africa in fighting terrorism.
Really? Because some of the sections which have been suspended, for example, one of the sections was threatening journalists with 3-year jail terms if they're seen as undermining police investigations. Does that basically mean journalists who criticise the security force?
Well, that may have been suspended, but what has been left intact is a non-production or circulating material without the permission from the police. There's another section that still retains that as we move along.
And you're happy that this security law in its entirety safeguards human rights, are you?
Yeah, well, there are sections of the law that do run counter with the Constitution, but that can be corrected. What I would have wanted to see going forward is perhaps a sunset clause for this law so that it does not operate indefinitely and operates up to a particular point.
OK, Evans, thanks very much indeed for that. Evans MONARI, a lawyer there speaking to us from Nairobi.